everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon, and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. Today's video is a requested video. Somebody asked me to do a video on why a narcissist treats you like you don't exist. If you have a request, please feel free to put it in the comments, or you could email me. My email is going to be in the description. The short answer as to why a narcissist treats you like you don't exist is because you kind of don't. Narcissists only function on a surface level. There really is no depth to them. And it's just natural that you're going to put your own thoughts, your own feelings on other people. You assume other people must have depth. I mean, you don't even think otherwise. It took me a long time to really comprehend how a narcissist is. The reality is that they are severely mentally ill, and there are real consequences for that. They do not think the way that most people do. They don't have anything beneath the surface. Narcissists lack what's called object constancy. So for a narcissist, it really is out of sight, out of mind. If you think about a little child, you can see object constancy in the game of peekaboo. So if you're with a little child and, they put their hands in front of their face, they don't think you can see them. This is hilarious to a little child. Or if you put your hands in front of your face and then quickly drop them, the child just cracks up laughing because you're not there. Now you're there. It's like a magic show to them. My son, when he was really small, I couldn't leave him with a babysitter because he would freak out if I left him. So for him, if I was going to the grocery store, say, I wasn't going to the grocery store. I was gone. He couldn't see me anymore. I didn't exist, and he panicked. Of course, as he got older, he outgrew this. A narcissist never outgrows this. For them, this is how they can give you silent treatments. It would be impossible for me to give somebody a silent treatment because I would constantly be thinking about them. The narcissist doesn't have that problem. So if they're angry with you, or if they decide for whatever reason that they're not going to talk to you, they're not thinking about you. When my husband and I would have an argument, now when I say an argument, in retrospect, it was more so I would say something to him, I would hurt his feelings because he was lying to me about something, and I would not appreciate that. And then instead of dealing with it, he would just run off, take off, ignore me. I didn't exist anymore to him. So he would do something wrong. I would react to it, and he would ignore me. And I used to think, now early in the relationship, I would think, oh my gosh, he must be so upset because we're in a fight. I'm picturing him at work, thinking about me all day, having trouble concentrating on work because we were in this fight and he was so upset at the time. And it's horrible to think back to this, but this is really how it was. I believed this. I was torn up at home, and I'm believing he's torn up at work. I now know he wasn't giving me one thought. I did not exist. He didn't care. This whole thing was his fault to begin with. He was not giving me any thought. He was not at work thinking, oh my gosh, I'm in a fight with Sharon. I need to make this right, or I'm going to call her. We're going to fix this. I love her. No. So it's painful to understand this. It really is. So for anybody going through this, I feel for you because you don't want to accept it. But it really is the truth. Narcissists don't understand that when they ignore a problem, it still exists. When my ex and I first split up, it was very difficult on my son. So I would talk to my ex on the phone and I would say, our son is really upset. He's really struggling. He needs you to do certain things. Can you please do these things? And he would hang up the phone. He would not deal with it. He didn't care. It was excruciating. It's one thing when your partner ignores you, and that's bad enough. But for those of you who have children and it extends to your child, you feel like your heart has been ripped out of your body and trampled on. It's sickening when somebody hurts your child. And when it's the parent, their own parent, you can't understand this. You can't deal with this. How on earth is your poor child supposed to? So I would have times where I would say to my ex, I mean, really, I'm talking to an adult, a grown man, and I would say, do you understand that when you hang up the phone, the problem still exists? Your son is still here. He's still devastated. He didn't care. It meant nothing to him. This is who they are. A narcissist cannot love. They can't feel empathy. They can tell you that they love you, but I have really learned the hard way. Words mean nothing. If there are not actions backing the words up, they're not true. They are meaningless. That is such good advice that I was given. And really, if somebody tells you something, but their actions do not back that up, disregard what they say. It will save you endless amounts of pain. You know, when you think about it, it actually takes a lot of work to ignore somebody. Have you ever been somewhere and seen somebody and tried to avoid them? This has happened to me before. I'll be at, say, the grocery store, and I'll see somebody who I just don't want to talk to for whatever reason. So the rest of the trip, avoiding this person, it's stressful. You know, like literally I'm walking down the aisles like, oh no, are they in this aisle? Where are they? Oh, I have to go in that aisle, but they're there. I guess I'll have to go over here now. And then it's time to check out. Are they still here? Are they at the store? Now I'm trapped at the checkout. What did they see me? It just would have been better to say hi to this person in the first place instead of trying to hide in the store from somebody. A narcissist is just always doing that, you know? So you think about it, there has to be some level of stress, but the narcissist just is able to disregard it because they don't have any emotion, you know? So I'm trying to avoid somebody at the grocery store. It makes the trip so much worse. Instead of just saying, hey, how you doing? All right, good to see you. You know, you're hiding from them. A narcissist puts a lot of work into avoiding the unpleasant things that they don't want to deal with. One thing I've noticed too about people is that we put a lot of emphasis on things that we believe are true. You know, and this is part of the problem that people have who are in relationships with narcissists. You believe that the narcissist is a certain way, but the truth of the matter is that a narcissist is similar to an animal. And I mean no disrespect to animals when I say that. But if you think about any animal, they can't change, they can't grow, they can't adapt. So a cow, the way a cow is today is the same way a cow was 500 years ago, the same way a cow is going to be 100 years from now. Now, I've heard people say that dolphins are so smart. If only we could get on the level of dolphins, you know, they're just brilliant. So here we are, people that can build skyscrapers, people that can send people to the moon. You know, right now I'm making this video on an iPhone, a little small thing that can fit in my pocket. So we can do these amazing things, yet we're trying to get on the level of a dolphin. The reality is that here we are, brilliant people, you know, the ability to do amazing things, cure diseases, and we're trying to learn what a dolphin does. A dolphin is the same today as they were last year, 1,000 years ago, 100 years. So here we are trying to understand a dolphin, but literally a dolphin is, you know, that's us, you know, and that's what we're doing with the narcissist. We're trying to put so much on a narcissist when what really exists in their mind is, you know, there's just nothing there. So for us, it would be so much better if we could just understand as early as possible that there's no changing these people. It can't happen. They have a complete inability to function as a multifaceted person, as a person that you would need to grow with. You know, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you want to be able to grow with them. You want to have a life with them, not constantly remain on the same level. Throughout my relationship, it became a problem and I noticed this, but I didn't understand what it was. You know, we got married when we were in our 20s. And as we got older, I matured. He stayed the same. When we first started dating, we would have issues because he had been in this fraternity. So this sounds crazy, but this is really what was happening. So I typically had always dated older men. So my ex is the first person I'd ever dated that was my age. So we were a few years out of college, and he was still heavy into the college scene. So he had been in this fraternity. His only friends were his fraternity brothers, and all he wanted to do was like drink, do stuff like fraternity stuff, be with his fraternity brothers. And it used to drive me crazy because I was more ambitious than he was. And, it wasn't that I didn't think he should ever do anything with his fraternity brothers. It was really fine. It was the obsession and the exclusivity of it. So we would get in these arguments all the time. And I thought to myself at the time, and partly this was because I had never dated someone my age. So I thought, well, maybe this is normal. Maybe it's because, I just am used to older men. So I'm looking for him to be more mature than somebody my age typically would be. I didn't know. And that ended up being a problem for me because I had assumed that. Yet, as we grew, he still stayed at that level. So this was in his 20s. Then we were in our 30s. Then we're pushing 40. And he was still at the same level. He had no ambition, no hopes, no dreams. He just still wanted to do the exact same things. He would go to work and he wanted to come home and drink. He would go to work, come home and drink. Go to work, come home and drink. It didn't matter that we had children. He always wanted me to drink with him. And sometimes I would drink with him. But I said to him, I remember at one point, our daughter was nearing first grade. And I was like, I don't want to just have her memories be us drinking every night. For him, he didn't understand this. So I stopped drinking. I would drink sometimes, but I wouldn't drink the way he wanted me to drink. But he kept drinking. Then he started hiding it from me. And that's another thing with narcissists. They don't feel any guilt hiding things from you. It means nothing. For them, they have an agenda. Remember, they're just surface level people. They want their immediate needs met. So if they have to lie to you, they're going to lie to you. It's really no big deal. That's going to be your life with a narcissist at all times. I have a really good friend, and he had this great analogy that he was talking about one time. So he leads this Bible study group that I go to. And he was talking about how sometimes people can't, you don't understand why God is letting certain things happen, so maybe that's how it is with the narcissist. You're thinking to yourself, how could God let this happen? Why is this happening to me? And that's natural to think, and people get sick or they die, and why is this happening? So he was saying that if you picture, what you can see versus what God can see. So God can see everything, the whole picture. We look at life through a straw. So if you picture, you're just looking through a straw, this little skinny straw, you could just see a teeny portion. So you can just see the narcissist and your pain with the narcissist, or your pain because somebody you love is sick, or your pain because whatever else is going on. But God sees the whole picture. God can make good things happen out of your pain. So if you are with a narcissist, remember, you're looking at the small picture. If you can trust the process and you can accept who the narcissist is, you can make better decisions and you can have a life worthy of your happiness. Being in a relationship with a narcissist is going to be an endless cycle of hell. There's no one, literally not one person in the history of the world ever who has changed a narcissist. The narcissist is like that cow in the field. It's going to be doing the same thing that a cow 100 years from is going to do. You, though, have this depth of personality. You can have a better life going forward. I have experienced so much good after I ended the relationship with the narcissist. I really want to encourage everybody that so can you. Now, I understand it's painful when you desperately want, and I was in that position for a long time. The only thing I wanted was my narcissist, my husband, to change, to be the way that I thought he was, the way he pretended to be at the beginning of the relationship. But the reason a narcissist can treat you like you don't exist is because for a narcissist, you don't matter. That's really what it comes down to. I'm so sorry because I know that this is painful, but I really want to offer hope. There is so much good out there. We live in a beautiful world. Yes, bad things happen 100%. I'm not going to deny that. But there truly is goodness out there. Once you leave the narcissist behind, your eyes are going to be open to things that you were blind to when you were in the stress of dealing with the narcissist. I hope this video helped. Thank you so much for watching. Truly, I'm grateful. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so if all goes well, I will see you on Monday, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. God bless.